So one of the things I think about is how important our beliefs are and how they shape our lives so much. So whether you believe in law of attraction or you just believe in how our brain works, that we have the reticular activating system, it's like the brain's hairnet, whatever beliefs we have, its job is to look for evidence of those beliefs and to ignore things that are the anti-evidence of those beliefs. And so we are so much more likely to keep those beliefs going strong. So I think about these constantly. One of the big ones I am often working on are about relationships, how I show up in them, about my worth in them, about my worth in myself. And I feel like I really deeply understand a lot of the limiting beliefs around that. But one of the things that I've been thinking about today in particular is money. My beliefs around money. And I think a lot of us have some interesting limiting beliefs around that, around abundance, around being able to afford our bills and rent and things like that. And I don't think it helps that things are pretty expensive. And a lot of times wages are not so high. And so I think there's almost a cultural belief of it is really hard to afford things. And that doesn't change the fact that it is. It is hard. But I feel like when we are steeped in that mindset, it can be so much more difficult to get out of tough places. So money has been a thing that's been tricky for me my whole life. And one of the things I say is that most lottery winners, they will be broke in 3 years. So it doesn't matter how much money we have. It's something to do with our belief and how we manage it. And that's kind of empowering, but also scary. And we could maybe feel some guilt around that. And I've been challenging myself lately around it because money and I have had a weird relationship. And there have been times when I didn't have a lot of expenses and I was making decent money, but I'd be spending it left and right and still think, oh, I don't have a lot of money. What's going on? Well, Dirk, here, you're spending it on everything. And I want to have that compassion for myself, but I also need to challenge myself and call myself out. And right now I'm in a weird financial spot because I had savings, and for the longest time, actually things felt pretty comfortable because I own a business and I usually would have money set aside for taxes. And a lot of times, if I ever got a little bit low, I could pull money out of that if I needed to. You're probably not supposed to do that, but I would. And then I would just put it back when I had money. And it was fine. And it was really comforting having that safety net. There was usually maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 grand sitting there. And it felt really good. It felt like no matter what happens, I have that. If I ever need to use it, I can pay it back. And then I got to a point where that went away. And it was me being silly, honestly. I had a bunch set aside. It was tax time. I had to pay way less than I thought I did, like a quarter of the money that I had set aside. And I was super excited. And I thought, whoa, look at all this money I have. Instead of saving it, instead of keeping it where it was, I thought, oh, I can get all these different things that I've wanted because I would try. I would have some discipline, but discipline flew out the window and I got all sorts of things. I don't even remember what I got. And I had some left and I was thinking, okay, I'm done spending. I'm good. Then I needed to put my dog to sleep. That was $500. Went to an emergency vet place. That was a lot of money. And then I needed to spend $1,000 on my car. And that wiped me clean. So no savings for the first time in quite a while. And then that was when I decided to leave my home. Rent's expensive, y'all. Rent is ridiculous. I didn't want to buy a house currently because buying a house is ridiculous at the moment. I didn't have any money down. I had already owned a house, so I won't have any of the first-time homeowners, whatever deals that you get. And I am fairly anti-debt. I've been trying to get out of debt for a very long time. I almost did it, and then I bought a camper, and then it was stolen, and I still owe 10 grand on it because insurance didn't cover all of it. That's fun. And then I ended up taking out a loan to afford living. Yay, debt. And it's been stressful and it's been weird. And I think not having that safety net has been really, really frightening. And I didn't realize how much I relied on that for my peace of mind. And then my silly butt, I decided to pull money out of my retirement fund. You're not supposed to do that. If you ever listen to Dave Ramsey or a lot of people, they say, don't do it, because that's money that's just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing exponentially the longer you keep it in there. But I decided to pull money out. And I had all these issues come up, and I was supposed to have it by now, and I do not. And I hopefully have it sometime soonish, but there's that fear in me of, I don't really have my safety net. What do I do? Because I wanted to take that money out to have a little bit of breathing room, to have a couple months where I could build up a new business and not have to freak out, not have to worry, not have to push or get a different job working for someone else. And then I wouldn't have the time to do the things I need to do to build the new business and to work on my writing and narrating. But it's still been hard. And the thing that I was silly about, I knew that money was coming really, really soon, and that I'd gotten paid from my old business a decent chunk of change. And I was thinking, oh boy, practically all of this money is free money. I can use all of this because I will have a big chunk coming. I will be fine. And so I spent a lot on things that I needed for the new business, not that I needed right away, but an EIN number. That's $250, really? For a freaking number? And then an LLC and different things I've been needing for around the household. And I kept thinking, I still have a decent amount left. But I realized, I don't know if everything's come out yet. I should probably wait. Today I checked. I had just enough left over for rent because it hasn't come out yet. I was thinking, how did I spend all of that quickly? It's a matter of days that I just spent a decent chunk of change. And so I realized I need to challenge the different thoughts I have. And I know one of them is I can't budget. That I am incapable of setting a price, especially when it comes to groceries. I love food. I love healthy food. Sometimes healthy food is expensive. Sometimes different supplement things or whatever can get pricey. If you want the fancier yogurt, if you want, like I get collagen powder, if you want grass-fed, meat. And luckily I have quite a bit of meat at my former triad's house that my partner 5 brings over randomly, so I don't usually have to buy a whole lot. But if I do want maybe grass-fed hot dogs, I'm bougie. I don't even know if I wouldn't even say I'm bougie when it comes to that. I mean, hot dogs, no matter what, are not the best for you. But if I'm going to buy hot dogs, they are going to be grass-fed hot dogs. Thank you very much. Grass-fed has a healthier omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which is better for your body. It's better for the environment. It's better for the cows. And, I mean, the cows still die, but at least they're not factory farmed as much, hopefully. Anyway, other tangent to go on. I've had this belief that I just cannot stay within a budget when it comes to food, because there have been times I tried. I obviously didn't try hard enough. I can stay in a budget, but that's a belief that's been in my head. And there's been a belief that I'm not that great with money, and that money is always going to be tight, and money is always going to be a struggle, and it's always going to be a stress. And unless there is a decent cushion It's something I need to freak out about all the time. And so I've been thinking about it definitely today, like I said, why do I keep repeating myself, about those beliefs and knowing that I need to challenge them. Because one of the beliefs I've been trying to instill is I make money hand over fist. It's really easy for me to make money. Which is that's a good belief. Yeah, I want to have that. I want to believe that, because I feel like when we have a belief like that, we are much more likely to see opportunities, and we are much more likely to do the things that we need to do that will give us that money. If we have a belief, oh, I don't really make much, I'm never going to make much, you're not going to see those opportunities. Your brain is going to completely ignore them, and your brain is going to be like, oh, there's an opportunity. There's a way to make more money. Nope, we're bad at it. Nope, not going to do it. But I need to get around the spending one, to have a belief that I can have a budget, that I am really wonderful with managing my money, and that it's enjoyable. I mean, it might not be necessarily thrilling, but doing it and having money and not stressing about it and seeing that money in my bank account is enjoyable. That's pleasant, and I like it. And so maybe it's a little inconvenient to know that I'm going to go to Aldi and I'm only going to spend whatever amount, and I'm going to limit going to my Whole Foods Co-op, which is very expensive but has tasty, delicious things. And I'm going to limit my healthy snacks. I love cauliflower puffs. I love them. They are expensive. Healthy snacks. So expensive. So expensive. But being super mindful, meal prepping, meal planning, getting the things I need and only the things I need, and not letting anything go bad because I didn't eat it soon enough. I have to remember that I can do that. And it feels painful to talk about. So painful. I don't want to, but I do. I do want to, because I know once I do, there will be so much relief. It will be easier, and these are habits that I want to instill. Because someday I want to be one of those everyday millionaires that Dave Ramsey has talked about. I want to be a person who can help out others, because that is something I absolutely delight in, is when I can help others, when I can take my friends out to eat, when I can spoil them, when I can cover whatever bills, if I can throw a cool party and have tons of delicious food. I love that stuff. I mean, I love being able to buy stuff for me. Like, y'all, I got too many crystals. I don't know, you can't see this, but it's like shimmery. It's like opalescent. I spent too much money at the crystal store. I have problems. I don't have problems. I'm getting better. Getting better. But yeah, I love to be able to buy things like that for me too. But it feels painful. It feels like I've been working on changing so many beliefs, and it's hard work. And maybe I should change that belief. That's not hard work. But it definitely does take effort to change those beliefs that have been with you for many, many, many years, probably. But I'm sure we can do it. We got this. Let's have that belief. Let's work on those things. Because whatever we believe, we are going to act in a way that will make that belief more likely to be a thing. So let's set awesome beliefs, even though it can be tricky. Okay, I'm done. Okay, bye.